Dear audience, do subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so that you will be first notified whenever I upload a new video. This channel is to help you break away from any forms of subjectivity. Seeing things clearly and objectively will make you a calm and peaceful person. I am Alicia Tay, a certified professional coach and an HRDF certified trainer. I am promoting a reflection process with logical thinking to gain clarity. My question is, how do you do reflection? Do you just sit there and think back what you did, then analyze what you had done wrong, or thinking what others did and how things went wrong? Well, in a lot of situations, it is not a matter of right or wrong. It is a matter of what works. Even it is a matter of right or wrong, then it is a matter of the angle of viewpoints. Think about this. If the basis is the subjective opinions or thoughts, it will be controversial. Because, like the idiom says, there are always two sides to every point. I think most of the time, it has more than two sides. This channel is not about the topic. It is about doing reflection objectively. The topic is just to facilitate the reflection. There are 3 stages in this reflection process. Stage 1 is mindfulness. It is about the facts and information. Because to be objective, we want to base on facts and information, not sitting there and think alone based on what you think, your subjective opinions and thoughts, without enough facts and information. Stage 2 is about the logical thinking process, and stage 3 is about action plan. Any thinking without action plan is meaningless, because ultimately it is about what we need to do next, how to adjust and move forward, how to improve and better towards the success and goal. Reflection is the beginning of wisdom. Logical thinking leads to clarity. Clarity leads to wisdom. Ultimately, wisdom leads to purity. Purity prevents the corruption of mind, body, and soul. Because not only that we want to be successful, we want to be successful and peaceful, living a harmonious life, right? To watch this video to the end, because the gist is in the conclusion. But you need to watch it through. Don't skip. Otherwise, you may not get the gist and you may not understand the message in the conclusion. Today, the topic is about betrayal. What is your first reaction towards this word, betrayal? I know this is a good reason for you to yell, scream, curse, blame, scold, get angry, etc. Why do I want to talk about this? Because I had gone through all kinds of betrayal you could imagine. Husband, sibling, friends, good friends, partners, colleagues, etc. Well, I was sad, but not much of negative emotions. No anger, no screaming, no yelling, no cursing, etc. How did I do it? The reflection process with logical thinking. After going through a reflection process with logical thinking, I saw it from a different angle and I saw something that I did not see. I want to demonstrate it to you. I want to share it with you. Let's begin with stage 1, mindfulness. Stage 1, mindfulness. This is about facts and information. The first logical question is, what is betrayal? Don't take for granted thinking that you know what is betrayal. You will never know. You will see something different. From the semantic meaning, the Merriam-Webster dictionary says that it is the act of violating a person's trust or confidence of a moral standard, etc. Let's take a look from the psychological aspect. I have found an article from the website called Excel at Life. It says that betrayal is when someone you trust lies to you, cheats you, abuses you, or hurts you by putting their own self-interest first. Betrayal is probably the most devastating loss a person can experience. This is the most accurate definition I had come across. You can see that the key word is trust. Yes, betrayal is about violating the trust. But we need to ask one more logical question. What does it mean when you trust someone? Don't take for granted that you know the answer. Check it out. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary says, to trust someone is to have the strong belief in the goodness or the ability of someone or something. To have trust in someone or something is important that they trust in themselves and their abilities. That includes the firm belief in their character, strength, or truth of someone or something he placed his trust in, and a person or thing in which confidence is placed. Okay, we have enough information for further exploration. Let's move on to stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Dear audience, based on the information, what do you see? What are the keywords for betrayals? It is important to identify the keywords because these are the basis of betrayal. What do you see? I see two keywords. The first keyword is trust. Both sources of information share the same keyword, trust. It is about violating the trust. Merriam-Webster dictionary says that trust is about moral standard. What is moral standard? Again, don't take it for granted that you know these two words. I always check it out, even though I kind of know what it is. This is being objective. It is not what you think and what you know offhand. Get the facts right. Get the information right. Double confirm. I found a website called General Dog Handler. They indicated that moral standards are those concerned with or relating to human behaviors, especially the distinction between the good and the bad behaviors. Moral standards involve the rules people have about the kind of action they believe are morally right and wrong. Of course, Excel at Life said it very clearly. It is about lying, cheating, abusing, hurting, etc. by putting themselves first, putting what they want first. They care about what they want first. The second key word is the basis of trust, belief. It is for those who place their trust. They trust in the character, the strength, and the truth of someone or something. They have confidence in the people they trust before the betrayal. Now, what is the logic here? What do you see? I know, in the matter of betrayal, the focus is on the betrayer, his or her fault, no one else. Is this really true? Logically, when two or more persons are involved, everyone has their portion in tracing the root causes. Don't be overwhelmed by feelings and emotions. Let's think about it logically. Number one, what do you see in the person who placed the trust? Logically, it means he or she trusted wrongly. This is the first and foremost answer, correct? The moment he or she has confirmed the betrayer, this at the same time also have proven that he or she has trusted wrongly. Do you see the logic? Does it make sense to you? Number two, what about the betrayer? The logic is the betrayal is about violating the moral standard. And the moral standard is about human behaviors. And human behavior is controlled by the brain. I had talked about this in my previous video. The topic was our brains control our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors. Behavior is also a matter of self-control. According to an article published on the website called Frontiers in Behavioral Neuroscience, the neuroscientific research has revealed that the prefrontal cortex of our brain plays the central role in controlling self-regulation or self-control. And according to the self-control theory published by positivepsychology.com, it says that low self-control can result in undesirable behaviors, such as addiction, poor academic performance, deviant sexual behavior, obesity, criminal activity, etc. In summary, it means that betrayal comes from the brain. And when the brain is weak in self-control, it can result in undesirable behaviors, which could include betrayal. The suggestion for action plans are, to the person who placed the trust, I suggest that you question the basis of your trust. Why would you trust wrongly? Apply reflection process with logical thinking, because logical thinking is objective. You may not be able to avoid it completely, but it will be minimized to a big degree. Number two, about how to avoid betrayal. Pay attention on these two things: the selfish nature and the low self-control. Remember what the Excel at Work website say: the betrayer is a result of putting their own self-interest first. This is selfish. And the positive psychology website says that low self-control can result in uncontrollable behaviors. This could include betrayal. In conclusion, I have experienced many betrayals. It's painful. Nonetheless, when it happened, I could think logically. That's why I was not emotional. Although I was sad, it's under control. Not being emotional means I was not yelling, screaming, blaming, cursing, angry, etc. I didn't have all this negativity. I was cool and calm. As what I suggested, I checked through the basis of my belief. I found the root causes after going through the reflection process again and again. Not one time, not two times, many times. Now I have adjusted the basis of my belief. I will be much better. Ultimately, I want to avoid these two characteristics: the selfishness and the low self-control. As to the betrayers, I discovered one key problem in all of them, that is communication. They share this common characteristic. They could not talk it out straight. Unlike me, I can talk straight. I can talk openly. I can talk face to face, even for the toughest issue problems, because I prefer to face reality right away. But most people aren't like me. They try to cover it and avoid it like an ostrich, eventually become betrayers. Therefore, think about the root causes of the betrayals. It makes a difference. Think about it. Number one, is it because of selfishness? You can't expect much from a selfish person because the only thing that makes sense to them is themselves. What matters to them is themselves. All that they think about is themselves. Everything else does not matter. It's all about themselves. You can't talk logic with them because nothing makes sense except what they want and what makes them happy. Number two, is it because of low self-control? Low self-control person is a feeling-driven person. They cannot stand firm on what is logically correct, even though they can think logically. They could have bipolar symptom in them. They can't control themselves. They will still do it. They will follow their feelings. Number three, is this because of communication problem? Most people can't talk directly. They can't talk openly. They can't tell you what is in their heart. They can't tell you that they had made a mistake because they could not withstand temptation, or they have changed the choice of their life because they are not happy and they can't help it, etc. Although talking it out does not change the fact that he has betrayed the trust. This is about taking responsibility, having the courage to face the situation, to minimize the hurt, etc. To wrap up, my message is don't focus on the betrayers. Focus on yourself, what you can do to improve, what you can do to make your life better, how to move on. Think logically. Understand that you can't change things that had already happened, and you can't change anyone else but yourself. Stay calm and keep the peace. You can lose everything else but the peace. This is my testimony. I did not react negatively. Facing all the betrayals, I spoke nothing negative. I just kept quiet. I kept quiet and keep the peace in me. If I can do it, you too. Dear audience, do subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so that you will be first notified whenever I upload a new video. This channel is to help you break away from any forms of subjectivity. Seeing things clearly and objectively will make you a calm and peaceful person. I am Alicia Tay, a certified professional coach and an HRDF certified trainer. I am promoting a reflection process with logical thinking to gain clarity. I will continuously demonstrate reflection process with logical thinking in different topics. My concern is your way of doing reflection. I am concerned of the basis of interpreting reflection. Yes, looking into yourself is the first step of doing reflection. But be mindful of what is the basis of your thinking. Are you objective? Before you say yes, understand what is objective. Do you base on facts and information? Are your facts and information credible? Are you doing logical thinking? Or you simply think about what others say? Learn to do reflection process objectively by watching Reflection Time with Alicia Tay. Because reflection is the beginning of wisdom. Logical thinking leads to clarity. Clarity leads to wisdom. And wisdom leads to purity. Eventually, we want to be a wise person and we want to have a successful and peaceful life. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.